Hey, I thought I'd do, it's about 3 days past the winter solstice, so I thought I'd do a midwinter garden tour. What does an Australian garden look like in midwinter? G'day folks, Andy here from McDowall Manor. On the footpath garden, you can see the turmeric's all died back. That's what you'd expect in winter. I'm not going to harvest it this year. I'm actually going to leave it. The good news is that the lemongrass has really taken off. I've bunged in just a chilli and a cherry tomato there to see if they'll do any good. You can see there's not much left of that turmeric, is there? But yeah, it's struggling along all right. See, we've certainly got a nice winter crop of pigeon peas on. Now the reason some are black and some are green is because I tend to leave them till they go black, because then the drying work's already done for me. The vetiver grass seems mostly, or vetiver, however you want to say it, has mostly taken quite nicely. We've had a bit of rain, which is quite unseasonal in winter, but regardless, it certainly helped those vetiver grasses to do well. Not much else happening out the front. Bananas aren't doing much, but like I say, I'm happy to get these pigeon peas. I use them a lot like other folks use lentils. Okay, so we'll start on the south side of the yard. Bear in mind, for us here in Australia, that's the side in winter doesn't get any sun. And for my regular viewers, you will notice she is suffering. Right, let's start. The citrus is going okay. I'm struggling to keep ants and aphids off that, to be honest with you. That yellow thing there, that's a fruit fly trap. I don't get many fruit fly in winter. That's there from leftover from summer. You can see I am getting some cherry tomatoes, which is great. The grapevine, which is normally all along that back garage wall there, it's been cut completely back. And Rossie's got a passion fruit vine growing in there, so that's okay. I've still got a few mandarins left on. Besides that, I've got a lime left on. Even the passion fruit's not doing real good. I've got lemonade. There's one there. I thought I had a couple more. Yeah, there is a couple more because she flowered not long ago. We got some wet weather, which, like I say, is a bit odd for us this time of year, which caused everything to go into fruit. It thought it was spring, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of handy anyway. You can see I got quite a few lemons on there. That's great. Figs died completely back in winter. Rossie's got a papaya or a pawpaw tree, a couple of them, they were volunteers we moved from elsewhere. You can see it's actually got fruit on it, as does the peach. Last year I did really well with that peach. She's gone into early flower. I don't really think it should be flowering quite yet, and you can see it's shooting new growth. It got tricked into thinking it was spring as well. Eggplant's doing nothing really much, didn't expect it, no sun. The feijoa, I actually got a couple of feijoa fruits. So that tree, which I carefully espaliered, I thought I was going to kill it, dig it out and kill it. She saved herself by the bell, folks, by producing a couple of fruit. That's a pomegranate there, it's dying off. I've got, in a root pouch, I've got a lychee there. It's very young, it'd be probably less than 6 months old. Pipsqueak orange has produced oranges, which is good. Well, the 100-year-old bloody pineapple's still doing nothing. Makes me laugh. The aquaponics is really doing it tough at the moment. You can see it's got a lot of little bugs on it. It looks like it's been sat on probably by Percy the bush turkey. Now, I can't spray, obviously, in aquaponics. If I do, I'll probably end up killing my fish, even if I use something organic. So what I'll do is I'll get out here eventually and wipe a lot of those bugs off. The Kangkong's doing all right. It normally dies right back in winter, so I'm actually shocked and amazed, and it's a good source of greens still. I haven't fed the fish literally. I feed them about once a week, about half the amount I normally feed them. They're doing all right, but they're sort of, it's winter, so they're pretty much gone into, you know, hiatus. The chooks, oh, sorry about this fast swing. Drop your back around this way. Chooks are doing pretty well. They're off the lay, obviously, but they're looking good. Males are still going very well. They're down in terms of their normal lay, but I'd get at least 6 eggs a day, usually more than that. So they're pretty happy. Now the north side, which gets the sun, look at all those beans, will you? It's going extremely well. I'll just pan you around so you can see the whole lot. It's doing extremely well. I'll point out a few highlights for you. Never run out of rosemary at my house. Got a couple of cabbages in, some silver beet, a native celery. 2 leeks. Now they were bought at the shop, chopped off. I used the leek the same as I do normally with the shallots, and planted the base, and both of those are doing well. There's chives. That's a peanut bush. Do not try peanuts in buckets. They really need a garden bed. They send down a sort of runner, and that's how the peanuts form, and they just can't do that properly in a bucket. So if that survives, I'll actually move it. That's a potato that's been eaten by something. Potato in a bucket, potato in a bucket, potato in a bucket. That's an empty bucket where there was a peanut bush. I've been doing alright with chilies. That's a little bonnet chili. Behind it is a pomegranate. It's all died off again now for winter. I showed you the beans. Bloody hell, I'm doing well in beans. Fair dinkum. I've got to go out and harvest these. Oh look, there's a big grasshopper. He's lucky I'm filming, otherwise I'd grab him and take him to the chooks. Anyway, lots of beans. Cabbages are going quite well. We've got volunteer lettuces. Remember, I let it seed. Basil's died off. There's more lettuce in the back there. There's more died off basil. That's my original clump of lemongrass. You can see this is still the bloody beans. Madagascar bean is an absolute ripper. I know I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll probably say it 1,000 more. You really ought to grow it, folks. What we've got there is lettuces. I'm thinking that's probably dill. No, not dill, coriander. Or cilantro, as they call it in the States. We did plant some seeds because it grows best in winter here. Rosie put some broad beans in. It's the wrong time of year, Rosie. That ain't going to work. Parsley's gone nuts. Oh yeah, you can see that. I think that's coriander down there too. It's doing quite well. Yeah, the parsley's doing well. We're eating tons of that. There's some more volunteer lettuces going quite okay. There's some normal green beans that Rosie put in. Yes, it is the right time for them, Rosie, over here. That's the dill. That's just an ornamental. There's more cherry tomatoes. We've been doing all right with cherry tomatoes. You know, eating them in the middle of winter, you can't complain, can you? That's the beauty of a subtropical garden. That sorrel, I've been getting at least a meal a week out of that. That's why it's a bit cut back at the moment. I do the spanakopita, which is the feta and green pie. There's another cabbage in there, you can see. Ginger's all died back. Now, I haven't harvested ginger or turmeric this year. I'll just dig it up as I need it, I think, and that way I'm hoping it really sort of gives it a boost for next year. That's my curry tree. You use the leaves. Now, that's a volunteer red eggplant, and they are, if we look down here, actually producing eggplants for us. I chopped one up in a stir fry the other night. We've got snow peas on. They're doing well. My son eats them just straight off the vine. That's an Australian finger lime. He's quite happy around here. Can't remember what citrus that is. It's either an orange or a lemon. You can see, can you see? The bloody ants and aphids. And of course, once the aphids start chewing on the leaves and getting the sap, that's what causes this black mildew. I spray them with a eco spray, organic spray, once every fortnight. Barely keeping up with it, folks. Now that's the, oh, this will tell me. Okay, that's the orange. It's got oranges on. That one is a lemon. That's ginger. Doing extremely well, that one. Bloody hell. Oops, sorry about that message. That's turmeric. That's a lots of lemons. He's doing alright. So you can see where I've continued to fight the aphids and stuff there. Bloody blueberry, he got tricked into thinking it was spring too. He's starting to flower and carry on. It's my first ever crop of carrots, which are actually seem to be doing reasonably well. I'll have a play around in there and see if I can harvest any of them. That one I'm waiting to find a new fruit tree that I like the look of. I know that sounds strange, but I keep, every so often I see something like a black sapote or something odd like that that you don't normally hear of, and I think, geez, that would have gone really well in our environment, in our tropics. What's that? That's my pear. Yes, it is, a tropical pear. It's never really done much good, the poor old thing. It gets eaten by something, I suspect a possum. You can see there's another cherry tomato in there behind. More silver beet up here and over there. The attack of the Triffid parsley, which is slowly but surely spreading all across my damn yard. Rossie's passion fruits are going extremely well. The green bush there is sweet leaf. I use quite a lot of that in pestos and stuff. And the red one is a cranberry hibiscus. What do we got here? That's Warrigal greens I got from Dave from Brisbane Local Food. Thanks, Dave. Bloody passion fruit. I used the lily-pilly flowers, that's that bigger tree that the passion fruit's climbing on, to make a relish with kumquats the other day. The bees are doing pretty well. Oh, look at that. Every so often I rotate the boxes around just to confuse them, especially because it's winter. Now, I'm not supposed to be seeing a lot of bees. So when I come out and there's swarms of bees going nuts everywhere, I'll usually rotate boxes, and for some reason that seems to settle them down. I've never read anyone else doing that, but it certainly seems to work for me. You can see Rossie's making a couple of herb gardens there. I'm not even quite sure what's in them. There's a pot of parsley and mint there that she's got going. I think that one's destined for our daughter. Oh, bloody parsley coming up again. That's society garlic. Now, I stole a bit of that out of my old mum's yard. And that beside it, oh, it's a bird of paradise there. It's a red and white one that I stole from mum's yard. I hadn't seen that one either. That's why, hence, I stole a little bit. It had pups coming up, so no one's going to miss it. I don't steal from the elderly, folks. Kumquats, you can see there. That one's going well. The one beside it's going okay. These ones are not doing very much at all, and that's because, remember, I had to cut the back out of that bloody great big tree on the footpath. One on the end's going okay. And the other beehives are doing pretty well as well, which is fantastic. So there you go. I thought I'd share that with you all. Give you a look at how we go in midwinter. I'm hardly shoveling snow out. Dale, if you see this video, I'm not exactly shoveling snow, mate, am I? And the garden's looking pretty damn lush and healthy. Well, at least the north side's looking pretty damn lush and healthy. The other south side's not looking quite so good, but for the middle of winter, I'll take it. Thanks very much. Right, folks, if you like this sort of video, you know, urban homesteading, micro farming, call it what you will, self-sufficiency, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I value very much everybody that watches my channel. Hit the bell button and you'll get informed whenever I post something. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Look after yourselves, eh? See ya. Bloody hell, I've even got parsley coming up in the bloody lawn. Holy guacamole, attack of the parsley. There's more. Jesus, bloody hell. See ya.